All right, good Wednesday afternoon. I know the weather could be a lot better, but at least we're indoors. So for express abs, just need a mat. That's pretty much all you will need. So we will start off lying on our back. I'll slightly turn myself your direction. All right, so starting with the bridge, just to strengthen that low back. And so getting those heels as close to your backside as possible, and then feet apart, knees apart, pushing the hip up, bringing it back down, back up, down, keep going. So squeezing through those glutes at the top or squeezing through your backside at the top. So that way you can feel that small of your back. Excellent job. Five, four, three, two, one. Awesome. All right. So the next one that we're going to do is legs straight up in the air with your hands right underneath your backside or your bottom. So this one can be either a small move or a big move, but it's lifting that hip just barely off the ground. You can use a little momentum to kind of bring it up and bring it down, but do what you can. And if it's hard with the legs straight up in the air, you can do it with it, the knees bent as well. All right, ready? Go. So either bent knees or straight legs, either way. If it's small or a big move, it's fine as long as you're able to do it. Excellent job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, feet back down onto the mat. Going back to the very first one that we did. Now this time with your feet together, knees together, but your heels are still as close to your backside as you can get it. It doesn't need to touch, especially if it makes it a little challenging to get back there. Otherwise, push the hip up, squeeze at the top, back down, and back up. Ready? Go! Excellent job. Again, if your feet are together, your knees are together, pushing equally through your both feet as you're pressing up, and your hips are staying square or level or parallel to the floor, and that's not shaky or rocky, like you're not favoring one side over the other. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so back to the hands right underneath the backside in either that bent knee or kind of a straighter leg. And remember, pushing the hip up. They're called hip thrusters. All right, ready, go. Great job, you've got this. So we're just going to do one more each, then we'll move on to the next set of exercises. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. All right, so one last of that bridge. And now this time, as you push up, I want you to come up onto your tiptoes and then back down and then back up with the hip and the tiptoes and then back down. And again, feet together, knees together is a lot harder or more challenging than feet apart. Ready? Go. So still squeezing through the backside. Nice job, come on. So like I said, this is the last one for this one. We'll do one more hip thruster and then we'll move on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, feet up. And again, cradling, using your hands, cradling your backside. All right, ready, go. So pushing that hip up. Nice job, keep it going. Just trying to keep your legs kind of center in the body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent job. All right, before we move on to the next, extend your hands overhead and extend your legs out in front of you. Point those toes away from the body, feeling that stretch through the core. Nice job. All right. So the next one that we are going to do, I'm going to turn on to my side. I'm just trying to shift my mat around. All right. So we're going to do an oblique crunch. So starting off, just really simple. Just the upper body is going to move with the first set. So right hand behind the head. If you're on your left side, that's cool too. All right. So we're just going to crunch up, working that oblique. All right. Ready? Go. So we're going to flip-flop back and forth between these two, and that's going to be our 2 exercises for this round. So again, the shoulder is just kind of barely coming off the floor. And again, if you want to use your free hand and just kind of place it on the side of your stomach, and that way it helps you kind of mentally think about that exercise and where you should be feeling it. So making that connection. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, flip it over. All right, so other side. So I try to keep that bend out of my hips, so it's not like I necessarily am bringing my legs out in front of me. I'm taking that bend out of my hip because if I'm sitting all the time, I don't need to be adding to that. So really try to straighten from shoulder, hip to knee, at least. All right. Okay, ready, go. So again, just the upper body is moving. And again, if you want to use your free hand, place it on the side of your core or your stomach, just so you can mentally connect with that muscle or that area that you should be feeling it. And I'm not necessarily pulling on my neck. It's just the upper body moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to flip it back over, but this time I'm going to add an element. That element is optional if you so choose to add that element. All right, so this time, as we crunch or we do our little side crunch, I want you to raise the leg. That's all I want you to do is just raise the leg, all right? Doesn't have to raise very high. Ready? Go. So as you crunch up, the leg comes up. And again, not pulling on the neck. So just by raising that leg, you should really be feeling it or noticing it. Great job, everyone. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, flip it over. So same thing. So just the hand behind the head and just simply raising the leg as we come up. Ready? Go. So again, still feeling it through that side. Not pulling on the head or the neck. It's just that shoulder that touches the floor, just kind of barely coming off the ground. You got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent job. All right, so for the last and final round, I'm going to add another element to this, and this one is completely optional as it is the most challenging of all three. All right, so now instead of 1, it's now 2. All right, so 1 is easier than 2. Okay, ready, set, go. So it's just raising both legs as you crunch. And I do put my free hand out in front of me just for a little leverage. So as I come up, I'm kind of pushing through that hand on the floor. Again, this one is a lot harder than just raising the leg. And if you feel like number 2 is getting a little too tough, drop it back to number 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, flip it over. So last and final side for this one, we'll stretch and we'll do just a couple more exercises. It shouldn't take very long. Ready? Go. So either 1 or 2. 1 or 2. So 2 is harder than 1 leg. So you may not be able to crunch up as far. But again, that movement is just that side bend and not pulling on the head. Otherwise, if you get tired, you can just move to just 1 leg. You've got this. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. All right. So sit up onto your backside or your bottom, crisscross your legs. And I just want you to start. So walking it over to the right and feeling that stretch through the low back into the glutes. And now I want you to walk it to the left, feeling that stretch through the other side of your low back and your glute. Just that quick stretch. One last and final one that we are going to do is our pillar bridge, aka a plank, however you know it. All right. Okay, so just keeping it easy, starting off, whether it's on the knees or on your feet. Ready? Up. So drawing that belly button in towards the spine. keeping the body straight from shoulder, hip to knee, or shoulder, hip to heel, making sure that we are looking up and that our head has not necessarily dropped down like so. So breathing, you got this. Drawing that belly button towards the spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose for me by sitting back onto those heels. Feeling the stretch within the low back. We're going to do it 2 more times. Just bear with me. All right, get ready. So now this time in your pillar plank or your pillar bridge or plank position, I now want you to do a shoulder tap or a hand tap. A hand tap is a little easier than the shoulders. All right, ready? Go. So hand, so where the hand touches over to the other, or you could touch your elbow or your shoulder. And again, if you're on your knees, a lot easier than being on your feet. And just trying to keep your hip facing down towards the ground and not necessarily turning it up. All right, so no tilting of that body, keeping it down. 3, 2, 1, child's pose. Just really quick. So we're gonna do one last one. So you can either do a regular, you could do the one that we just did with the taps of the hands. Otherwise, this very last one is going to be hand tap, feet tap, feet tap. All right? So going back and forth between hands and feet. Ready, go. So hand, feet, hand, feet, and feet. Keep going. Otherwise, you could just do the hands, or you could just hold it. You got this. Remember, one last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose. One last time. Sitting back onto those heels, hands out in front of you. Nice job, everyone. Walk it over, still in that child's pose position, and just walking it slightly to the right. Walking it over slightly to the left. And one last and final one is I want you to give me a few cat-cows. So arching your back like a cat and pushing that spine down like a cow. Arching your spine like a bat or like a cat. Back down like a cow. Just bringing movement into that spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. All right. So just to let you know, for tonight, we have, for today at 12:30, there is Yoga Sculpt with Sarah, and that's Zoom. Otherwise, come see us in the fitness center, 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Bye, everyone.